What is a marketing qualified lead? A marketing qualified lead, or an MQL, is basically a lead that has shown interest in your brand's offering by engaging with your marketing content, therefore making them more likely to become, or indicating that they are more likely to become your customer. So how can you actually implement this in your email marketing? Hi, my name is Andrew, and I help businesses develop deeper relationships with their prospects or even their customers so that sales become effortless. So back to this question, how can you implement this in your email marketing? You start by assigning a score for each of the interaction that a subscriber or even the prospects takes with your email. Now, in other words, you'll be assigning a specific score or a number with every click action. So what do you need to set this up? The first thing you need would be basically an email nurturing sequence consisting of a set of emails that will take the subscribers or your prospects on a journey to consume your content. And this content are generally designed to take your subscriber or your prospects from the state of not being aware of your brand or your product or your offerings to being most aware of your brand, products, or even your offering. Now, you will need a combination of contents to actually pull this off. One is could be either videos or getting them to sign up for a webinar or downloading a document, for example, or reading a blog or article or even link to a particular web page. In other words, you will need something with a URL link. And the objective is to then track their click action in relations to the URL link. So let's go through a simple example that I've set up for you to show you how lead scoring can be done or can be implemented in your email. For this demo, I'm going to use my YouTube channel, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to build an automation or email sequence that will take the subscriber to watch each one of these videos in sequence. All right. So from here, you'll notice that each one of these YouTube videos would have a specific URL. So I'm going to capture this URL because I'm going to direct them to this particular video. And from then on, I'm going to use this to build my email automation. Okay, so here I'm using Mailerlite, and generally most of your ESPs, basically either MailChimp or ActiveCampaign, or even ConvertKit, for example, will be able to build an email automation sequence and also to actually do basically to implement your lead scoring. Okay, so first thing first, we're going to build basically 5 emails, right? And in this case, in this example, I'm going to start with the first email, and then there will be a 2 days gap, and you can decide whether you do it 1 day later or 2 days later or maybe even 3 days, but nothing more than that, because anything longer than that, the subscriber may just forget the previous email that they read. So maybe 1 to 3 days max is the gap that you should use for your automation. Okay, so once we send the first email, and the first email is going to look something like this. So what you have is basically the content, and you have this link, right? And this link, you notice that it will then lead back to the same email or YouTube channel, or YouTube video, right? And here you would replicate this basically and do this across each one of your automation, right? So you can write different content, but each one of the emails would have a link to the YouTube video, right? So I have email number 2, and that goes to a second video, for example, and then email number 3 goes to the third video, and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is how you're going to do it. So now that we've done with the email sequence, the next thing you want to do is to build an automation to track the link. So in this case, I've got a automation set up where, remember your YouTube has a specific URL link. So here is whenever a subscriber clicks on this particular link, right, we will set an action whereby the lead scoring field, or I can create a new field called lead scoring, and I can then decide whenever the link is clicked, we're going to increase the value by 1. Okay, so what happens is whenever the subscriber goes through the sequence, and if they click this, the lead scoring field would then have a number assigned, which is then increased by a value of 1 every time a click or link is clicked. Okay, so I will repeat this process across 5, remember we have 5 YouTube videos, so I will repeat this process across 5 of the specific links, and each of the link has a value 1 assigned to it. Okay, so from then on, you then turn on your automation and send your email let your email sequence go. And what you will do is you will realize over time, in this case I'm just basically set up some sample emails. Over time, the subscribers, you will now know out of, let's say for example, the 5 subscribers, which one has a higher lead scoring, because these particular subscribers would have clicked 4 of the emails, right, to watch the YouTube videos. Okay, whereas certain subscriber may just click one of the videos in your email sequence, or one of the link in your email sequence. And then for example, this one may have clicked 2 links in your email sequence. So by doing so, you now have a very simple way of actually scoring and say this particular subscriber, because they're heavily engaged and they've watched at least 4 of your videos out of the 5 emails that you send. These are basically the subscribers that you can then either follow up with them by making a call, or either getting them to schedule an appointment to discuss, because they've clearly indicated interest through their actions by interacting with your emails. Okay, so there you have it, a simple way to create a lead scoring tracking for your emails so that you can then better qualify your leads. If you find this marketing tip useful and you'd like to receive more of them, you're welcome to join my B2B newsletter, where I will email you twice in a week ideas, tips, and even short tutorials like this on how you can actually make your B2B email marketing more effective. And I hope to see you inside.